Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Chris, and I am one of the Shortcuts educators here. So, what we're going to be going through this morning is our Salon mobile guest app, online client information cards, and custom client information cards. Now, just to let everyone know, this feature is only currently available to Elevate and Elevate Plus users from our Fusion package. And of course, this is also included if you are a Shortcuts Live user. If you're currently on the Essentials or the Evolve package, you would just need to give a quick call to our customer care team and who will discuss the upgrade. But of course, if you're a Shortcuts Live user, that is also included in your package as well. So, perfect. First and foremost, please ensure your speakers are on and the sound is turned up nice and loud, just so we can hear me moving forward. Okay. So, the Salon mobile guest app and your custom CICs. CICs standing for client information cards. So, have you ever wished you had your very own mobile guest app? Okay. And this is available in the App Store, the Play Store, and it can be customized to suit your business. Okay. So we, of course, have the answer. Now, the fantastic thing about this moving forward, of course, with COVID, it is a fantastic way for clients to tidy up your database because as you're going to see in the next 10 to 15 minutes, they have access to their appointments, they have access to their profile cards and things like that. So it's a great way for them to update their last name, their phone number, their address, and just tidy up your database. Okay. And of course, client information cards make capturing client information a breeze. It's so easy. Your clients simply enter their details on an iPad or a tablet. And your system will be instantly updated. Now, I appreciate because of the pandemic, you may not want to be doing this just yet, but it's something to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. So today we can look at creating your own custom forms to better suit your business needs and tailor your business requirements accordingly. Excellent stuff. So in this session, we are going to be covering setting up and customizing your very own mobile guest app. We're going to look at changing the themes and creating custom tiles within the app. And of course, we're going to be looking at creating your own bespoke custom client information cards. And of course, how your clients can access these and have full control. Now, the other fantastic thing about the client information cards on the tablet or the iPad is, of course, we don't need to congregate around the reception desk, okay? So we can hand the tablet or the iPad to a client, we can then sanitize it afterwards, and of course, the information will be updated straight back to your main shortcut system. Okay, so of course, if you have been on my webinars before, you will know you can contact us at education@shortcuts.co.uk. Or you can give us a call on 0161 972 4900. Okay, so let's get started. Let's jump straight into our live demonstration. So what we're going to do, if you are a Fusion user, and this is your main desktop software, if you are a Fusion user, there are a couple of things we can do. So what we're going to do first, you will notice we have our profile photos for our particular staff members just along the top. Now what we can do, we can upload a nice profile photo for our avatar, which will pull through to our mobile guest app. So what we're going to do, on the right hand side, we're going to click the employees button, and this falls under our setup category. So we're going to click onto setup and we're going to click onto employees. We're going to choose the relevant employee from the drop down menu in the top left hand corner. Down the bottom to the left hand side, we're going to click on the pencil where it says edit. And we can pop a little biography in there. So this could be how long Matt has been a hairdresser, how long you've been a therapist, a stylist, a barber, that kind of thing. And right down the bottom, we're going to click onto the picture button. And you would just simply upload that from your desktop of your computer. Perfect. So that's a couple of things we can do there. So what we're now going to do, we're going to open up our online console. So we're going to navigate to our preferred internet browser. And we're going to open up our Shortcuts console. And the URL for this is console.shortcutsoftware.com. So it's console.shortcutsoftware.com. And there's a couple of things we're just going to do in the background. Okay, so before we get right into the depths of our app, there's a couple of things we're going to do in the background. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click the third square down where it says Site Settings. Okay, and these are all of the settings specific to this particular salon. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ensure our logo is updated at the top here. So we can see your site logo pulls through to the Salon app. So we're just going to ensure we've got that there. Of course, if you have multiple salons, you can toggle in the top right-hand corner and just ensure the logos have been updated. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down just to where it says short description and long description or normal description. Okay. Now, all of this information here, these short descriptions and these long descriptions, these all pull through to the Salon app, and we can see that just here. And what it does is it pulls through to the About Salon tile. So all the information about the salon will be pulled through to the About tile. And we're going to look at that in about 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to upload and input some descriptions in here. Then as we scroll down, we're going to ensure we've got our telephone number. And again, this all pulls through to the About tile of the app. Then we're going to go to the physical address and just double check all of the information here. Now, like I said a couple of minutes ago, most of this information you'll probably find has already been inputted if you're utilizing things such as BookMe, your online bookings. Then we're going to double check your business hours, and you'll see this all pulls through from your main shortcut system. And then right down the bottom, we're going to upload our main retail brands. Okay, so we're going to ensure we've got all of our main retail brands uploaded in there. So we've got our Paul Mitchell, we've got our Weller, okay, and of course we've got LP, L'Oreal Professional. Then when we're happy, we're going to click Save on the right-hand side. And that's pretty much the majority of the background information we're going to do. So we're just going to let that finalize the save. So save has been successful. And then underneath, we're going to click the button where it says Site Gallery. Okay, and this is where we can upload some images of your salon. And again, if you've got multiple sites, you can toggle in the top right-hand corner. Now, this is maybe you want to upload some pictures of the front of the salon, the backwash, maybe some staff members, and of course, the work you've recently performed. And again, this all pulls through to the About tile of your app. So once we've uploaded our images, what we're going to do, we're going to click the Home button on the far right-hand side of the navigation bar. And this takes us right back to the beginning of our online console. So now we're ready to get started with our app. So right down the bottom of the screen, we're going to click where it says My Salon App. And building the app is a 4-step process. Now you can come in and change this at any point. Okay, so let's start with step 1. Step 1 is to input your app business code. Now your app business code is simply the name of your salon. So once we've typed that in there, all we're going to do is click Check Availability. And then we're going to click the Save button. And that is step 1 complete. Now, step 2, step 3, and step 4, you will all see here. It's dashboard, tiles, and theming. Okay, so that makes up step 2, step 3, and step 4. Now, of course, you can do step 2, step 3, and step 4 in any order you like. However, you may find it easier to start with theming because theming is essentially the color of your app. So let's click on to theming, okay? And you'll see here in the top left-hand corner, we have some default themes. So we can click onto these and just choose some very quick colors. So let's click onto Barber Black and click the Apply button, and you'll see it changes it for you. Now, what I would always say is try and keep your themes relatively the same color as your logo or your salon. So with that said, you can be a little bit more custom with it. So on the left-hand side here, you can see we've got the different parameters that make up the colors of our app. So we've got our background color. Okay, this is this color just here. The top bar background is this color just here. Bottom bar background, this section just here. Navigation and dashboard tiles, that is the colors in between each of your tiles, a bit like we have in your bathroom. Headings, that is things such as welcome back. Input color background, that is where you will write your passwords into. Button text color, that's the writing just here where it says confirm and cancel. And affirmative action is our green confirm button. And negative is the red section just here. And underneath you will see we have an in progress indicator. Now, you know when something loads on a web page, you get like a bar or a circle that spins round. That is the in progress indicator. So what we can do, we can start to make these colors a little bit more bespoke. So let's click onto our top bar background. And you'll notice we have loads of different sort of primary colors to the right hand side. We can move this slidey bar up and down to choose like a generic color. So we've got our reds, our yellows, our greens. Okay, so let's just drop onto the blue. And then you'll see we have this black dot just here. We can click and drag and move this around to choose a specific color. Now, let's say you wanted to choose a specific color, maybe from your logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my logo using a program called Paint 3D. Of course, there are other programs available. So I've opened up my logo here. And what I'm going to do on the right-hand side, I'm going to click onto this eyedropper tool just here. And this will allow me to basically pick a specific color from my logo or any image I have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click onto this lovely orange color just here. And over on the right-hand side, you'll now see we've got that beautiful orange color to the right-hand side. And you'll notice here we have a hex code. A hex code is basically the ID of the color, very similar to the number plate on your vehicle. So what we're going to do is we're going to right-click and we're going to copy this hex code. And you'll notice on the color section, we have these numbers and letters just here. We're going to delete that out and we're going to paste in our new hex code. And we're going to click choose. And you'll now see we've got that exact same orange color. So let's just demo that one last time. So you can see how quick and easy it is to make a very bespoke looking app. And when, of course, we're happy with our themes and our colors, we're going to click save on the far right-hand side. Perfect. And that is step 2. Now, of course, you can come in and change this at any point. Now, on the right-hand side, we have our step 3 and we have our step 4, which is our dashboard and our tiles. Now, again, you can move in any order you like here. However, you may find it easier to progress with tiles. Now, tiles are basically the buttons that make up your app. So when you click onto a tile, it will take you to some further information within your app. Now, with that being said, we have what we call default tiles. These are tiles already created for you. And each of our default tiles do have a default image. The image will make up the tile image. And on the left-hand side, we can see our default tiles just here. Now, if we were to click on a particular default tile and scroll down, we can see that image that makes up the tile image just here. Now, I would, of course, always recommend you do upload your own. So let's run through what each of our default tiles mean. So My Appointments. My Appointments is where your clients can manage their past and view future appointments. So it's a great way to see what they've got booked in. The About Salon will pull through all of the information about your salon. Now, if we reiterate, just go back 5 or 10 minutes, when we went through our site settings of our online console, where we did our logos and our descriptions, all of that information will pull through to there. My Profile, this is where clients can manage all of their personal information, such as first name, last name, telephone number, address, and so forth. Okay. Now, again, like I said right at the beginning of this webinar, this is a fantastic way for your clients to sort of update their personal information. And of course, in turn, that will tidy up your database. Now, with the My Profile button, it is worth noting there is a picture of a lady down the bottom here. Now, clients can upload an image inside the My Profile tile. However, the tile image, the display image, will always be whatever you upload here, okay? The Book Now button, this is where clients can, of course, make appointments. Okay, this is where they can book an appointment. Now, the Book Now button is the only tile by default that will not have an image uploaded. If you do not have an image uploaded, it will simply display a live bar graph of your availability of your appointment book. However, of course, you can simply upload an image if you wish to, and it will remove that live bar graph. Meet the Team will, of course, display a list of all of your staff members, and it will only display the staff members that are available for online booking. It will also pull through their profile photos, which is what we went through right at the beginning of the session. And of course, those biographies too. Specials are a list of special offers through My Local Salon if you've already got those set up. Services will, of course, display a list of all of the services you have to offer in the salon. Now, yours will probably say news. News is typically Facebook. However, news, check-in, API telemetry, which you won't actually have, visit history and loyalty, those sort of 4 or 5 tiles are all by default inactive. And we're going to move to inactive tiles in about 5 minutes time. So all we have there is our default tiles. But what about if we wanted to create our own custom tiles? Okay, now custom tiles are basically anything with a website attached. So if you think your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your Twitters, your blogs, your YouTubes, okay, the possibilities are pretty much endless as long as you have a website attached to it. So let's have a look now at creating a custom tile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the new tile button just underneath. And we're going to scroll down, and our label, we're going to call it Instagram. And then underneath, we need to pop the link in. Now, just to let you know, ladies and gents, it does have to be the full link. We cannot just put shortcuts or anything like that. It does have to be the full link, okay? The best way to do that is to simply open up an internet page, type in instagram.com, and then search for your salon, your barbershop, or your clinic there. And then underneath, all we simply need to do is upload a display image. Now, you can pretty much upload anything you like here, but to make it a little bit easier for your guests, I would recommend uploading the picture of Instagram if it was Instagram, the logo for Facebook if it was Facebook, and so forth. And then all we need to do on the right-hand side is simply click the Save button. And that is step 3 complete. So the final step is, of course, our step 4, and that is our dashboard on the right-hand side. Now, the dashboard is essentially the layout of your app, okay? And all we need to do is literally click and drag on the right-hand side in a box where it says inactive tiles. We're literally just going to click and drag and drop onto the picture of the mobile phone. Now, please don't worry here about the time being 4:20. And also we've got this royal blue color. Okay, these are just generic colors. These always pull through here. Your color will be whatever you uploaded in theming. And of course, to make an active tile inactive, all we need to do is simply reverse that procedure. So we click and drag and drop it into the box of inactive tiles. And that is it, ladies and gents. That is how we can configure and set up our mobile guest app. So when we're happy, we're going to click the Save button. So how do our clients download the mobile guest app? So on the right-hand side of our navigation bar, we're going to click My Salon App Settings. And of course, this takes us right back to where we started. When we're happy with it and we want our clients to download it, all we do is we pop a tick in the box where it says Activate App for Customer Download. Once we've popped a tick in the box, please remember to click the Save button on the right-hand side. And that is it. The app is now ready for download. So if one of your clients is an Android user, what they will do is go into the Google Play Store and they will download the My Salon app, the My Barber app, the My Beauty app, or the My Clinic app, whichever one you feel is applicable to your salon. If they're an Apple user, they will simply go into the App Store and do exactly the same. Now, once they've downloaded the relevant app, so let's say the My Salon app, what they will then need to do is search for the name of your salon, and they will simply type the name of your salon in. It will also ask that client for their location. It does make it a little bit easier to find your salon. Once they've done that, it will automatically default to your salon every single time. And from there on out, they won't need to search for your salon. Now, if they want to make an appointment, they can simply click onto the Book Now button or the Meet the Team button and choose a specific stylist or therapist. They can also click onto the Services button and book that way too. Now, if this particular client has already utilized your online booking platform, they can use the same username and password. If not, they will need to create a new username and password or simply log in via Facebook. Perfect. And that is it. That is our Salon mobile guest app. So moving forward, let's move on to online CICs and custom client CICs, custom client information cards. So on the left-hand side, we're going to click in the top left-hand corner where it says Start. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're kind of going to do two things in one. Okay, we're going to first move forward with online client information cards. Now, online client information cards basically give your clients and your staff members access to client record cards on a tablet, on a mobile device, on an iPad, that kind of thing. And it is a fantastic way to give the clients a bit more control. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we are going to configure and set up which of our staff members have access to client information cards on the tablet. Okay, now by default, just to let you know, this is only available during the working hours of the business. So first and foremost, we're going to decipher which of our staff members have access to client information cards on the tablet. So what we're going to do, the third square down again, like where we started, we're going to click onto Site Settings. And on the right-hand side, we're going to click where it says Manage Employee Access. Okay. And then we have 3 columns. So we're only going to concentrate on the first 2 today. We're going to choose our particular staff member, and we're going to pop a tick in the box where it says CIC Access. This means, as I will demonstrate in around 20 minutes time, when this particular staff member pops their shortcuts pin in on the iPad or the tablet, they will have access to client information cards. And when we're happy, we're simply going to click the Save button. That now means those particular staff members will have access to client information cards on your mobile device. So we're going to click Start. Okay, and in about 10 to 15 minutes time, I will demo that. Now, the reason I'm going to wait is because I'm going to move on to custom client information cards, which works exactly the same as your standard client information card. So I can demo both of those at exactly the same time. Okay, so let's move to setting up our custom client information cards. So in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see it says client information. And in the top right-hand corner, we're going to click where it says Forms. And on this screen, you can create new forms, edit existing forms, and choose which forms sites can use. So you'll see I've got quite a few custom client information cards set up. You can pretty much have as many as you like. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Create a Form button in the top right-hand corner. There is one right down the bottom as well. They both work exactly the same for your reference. So let's click Create a Form. Now, all we need to ensure when we do this is we need to ensure we adhere to all rules and regulations of our state or our country, okay? So, of course, if you do need any advice, please consult your local sort of federation, that kind of thing. The National Hair and Beauty Federation would probably be quite helpful for this if you're not too sure what to write. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a form. Now, I'm going to create a very simple skin test form. Okay, so underneath, we're going to pop a tick in the active box. And then we have retention history. So store a record of this form each time a client completes it. Renewal frequency. So we can say whether this is going to be renewed once only, every visit, or every X amount of months. Now, because this is a skin test form, I'm going to say this is filled out every 6 months. And then underneath, we have our employee review. Now, just to circle back and reiterate, if you remember, the custom client information card is a digital card, okay? So it's going to be on your iPads, your tablets. So employee review. Choose whether employees need to review and accept the information entered by the client before it is entered, okay? So that basically gives you a bit of a safety net. So when we hand the tablet to your client and they're going to fill this custom skin test form out, once they filled it out, they're going to hand it back to your staff member who is going to review and check the information has been filled out correctly. So underneath, you'll see we've got a layout of our tablet, of our iPad. Now, building our custom client information card is basically just working through 2 field types. And that is shortcuts client fields and extra form fields. So shortcuts client fields, this contains information which will automatically update the client card, such as phone number, address, email, fax, first name, last name, anything like that. So it's all the personal information, and that will update your shortcuts client card. Now, extra form fields is basically the building blocks of what we're going to use to make this form a little bit more custom. So what I'm going to demonstrate to you now is how I would build a custom client information card. In this instance, it's going to be a skin test form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand extra form fields. And I'm going to click heading. Now, once I've clicked heading, all I need to do is scroll down to where it says heading text. And we're going to pop the name of our heading in. Okay, so I've typed in Chris's skin test form, and that is my heading. Then underneath that, we can pop a date in, okay, and they can fill the date out if applicable. And then underneath that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click image and logo. And underneath, I'm going to click choose file and upload a picture of my logo. Now you'll notice that is quite a large image I've uploaded. We can change the alignment just here. So I'm going to change it to center. And then underneath, you can see the image size. Okay, so you can see this is a little bit too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the arrows and just make it smaller or larger if applicable. And of course, if you wish to, you can delete out the current size and type your own in. Now, of course, it's worth having a bit of a play around with it to get the sort of exact size in. Let's just see how, just expand that out a tiny bit. Perfect, there we go. So there's my logo. Now I'm happy with that, but of course you may wish to spend a little bit longer than I am, just getting that absolutely perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to minimize extra form fields, and I'm going to expand shortcuts client fields. And we're just going to click the arrow just here. This is where we can ask for all of the personal information from this particular client. So I'm going to click onto first name, last name, address, town, postcode, mobile, and email. Okay. Now all of this information here, you will notice now has sort of a red stop sign next to it. That is just to ensure we don't accidentally duplicate this information. Okay, because we don't on our form want to ask for their first name twice or their last name twice. Okay, now just to let you know, if this client already has any of this information in your shortcuts database, such as the first name, the last name, the phone number, or so forth, it will pre-populate, okay? So if you've already captured their first name anywhere on your shortcuts database, it will pre-populate into the fields just here. Now, one thing I would always recommend you do is have accept loyalty, accept ratings, accept confirmations, and your data privacy policy text, okay, just to make it a little bit easier for GDPR purposes. So once I'm happy with all of the relevant information, all of the relevant personal information, I'm going to take from this particular client, we can now expand our extra form fields again, and we can start to make it a little bit more bespoke, okay? So what you'll see here is we have a single line of text. Now, a single line of text, this is where you can write something on a single line and your client can respond on a single line. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to click single line, and underneath, under label text, this is where you would write out that question or that information that you wish to gather. Underneath, you can see we've got label position, above the field and beside the field. So if we were to click above the field, it will pop the answer box directly underneath it. So essentially, the text is above the field. With any questions you ask, you can say whether they're going to be mandatory or not. And that will pop a little red asterisk just there. That means this particular question will have to be answered. If at any point, if you accidentally click onto something or you wish to move it around, you will see we have three options on the right-hand side. The cross will remove this box and the arrows will move them up and down accordingly. Then we have a multi-line of text. Now, as the name suggests, this is where you can simply write something on a multi-line text and your clients can respond on a multi-line of text. So this may be you wish to get some slightly more information from this particular client. Display text. Display text is where you can write something, but clients cannot respond to you, okay? So you may wish to just write some information about the salon or about the form. Now what you'll see here, we have something where it says multiple choice. Multiple choice is where the client will be able to fill out multiple choice answers. Now the great thing about this is you will give the answers for the client to choose from. So it may be something in particular you wish to know. So let me demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to click onto multiple choice just here. And under the label text, I'm going to write my question out. Underneath, oh, let me just change that. And underneath, you can change the label position again. Again, you can say whether this is going to be mandatory. Then right down the bottom box here, we have the options. This is where you're going to give those multiple choice answers for the client to choose from. And we're just going to click the green cross to the right-hand side to add those options in. Okay, and you'll now see we have the 3 options just here. And of course, because it is multiple choice, the client can choose whichever ones are applicable. Now, just here where it says multiple choice number of columns, sometimes people get confused and they think this is how many answers they can give. What it basically means is you'll currently see I've got 3 answers, okay? And they're in 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. Whereas if I change this to 2, it will pop 2 side by side. So again, this all comes down to aesthetics. Perfect. And that is multiple choice. Now, number, this is where you're going to ask a question and the answer will simply be a number. So today it could be on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed do you feel? Or how many glasses of water have you drank today? Okay, and that is the number box. The checkbox will pop a little tick box. Now, this is often used in conjunction with your single line of text, okay, or your display text, okay? Because basically they can just tick a box to say, yes, I have had a skin test, or yes, you know, all of those kind of things. Single choice is very similar to the multiple choice. Apart from single choice is, as the name suggests, they will only be able to choose one answer or the other. So this could typically be a yes or a no answer. So if we click onto single choice, and again in our label text, and again, we can change our above the field and beside the field. Now, with the single choice answers, you can choose whether they're going to be displayed vertically or horizontally. And we're going to pop our options in the bottom right-hand corner. So we're going to click yes, and then we're going to click no. Perfect. So you'll now see, because it is single choice, they can choose one or the other. Now, drop-down list is pretty much identical to single choice. That is where the client can only choose one answer. However, it will be hidden behind a drop-down menu. Now, we do have a fantastic block just here where it says terms and conditions block. This is where you can fill out some relevant T's and C's of this particular form. Okay, so again, under heading text, this is where you may wish to write, you know, Chris's Salon's T's and C's. Now, underneath, you will see we can accept this waiver via a checkbox, which is a little tick box just like that, or a signature box, which of course is a fantastic option to have because of course this is going to be on a tablet or an iPad. Then in the big white box just down the bottom here, we can fill out our terms and conditions. So you could fill out any relevant information there that pulls through to your terms and conditions. Now you will notice here we have a box where it says company name, site name, registered business name, and so forth. These are all personalized fields. So basically what that means, if you don't wish to write out your company name or your registered business name, you would literally just click onto that. And as long as the company name and so forth is uploaded into your site settings and your company settings, it will pull it through for you. So basically just saves you writing it out. Then of course, lastly, another fantastic option is our capture photo button just here. Okay, and that will add a little camera button on your iPad or your tablet for you. Because of course, as you're about to see in the next 5 to 10 minutes, when we demo this, we can see exactly how it looks on a tablet. And of course, we can take a photograph. Perfect. And that is how I would create a custom client information card. Now, what I would always do is in the right hand side, I would always click the save button. Now, the reason we do this is, of course, to save it, but it will also outline if you haven't filled anything out correctly. So what we're going to do, we're going to click the save button, and you'll notice straight away I haven't filled out the date. Okay, so I'm just going to just remove this. So it highlights anything in this sort of pinky red color that you haven't filled out correctly. So let's just remove that down, and we're going to click save. It says save was successful, and it will navigate away from the screen. Okay, so please ensure it navigates away from the screen, otherwise it will not be saved. Perfect. And that is how we create our custom client information cards. So let's put this into practice. Okay, so let's pretend the screen we're looking at now is our iPads, our tablets. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to click the start button, and we're going to click client information. We're going to choose the relevant site just here, and we're going to pop our shortcuts pin in. Now, you may remember around 10 to 15 minutes ago when we went through manage employee access, and we popped a tick in our relevant staff members box. Okay, that meant they had access to client information cards on the tablet. So let's pop our shortcuts pin in. Perfect. And this takes us to the client search. Now, what you will normally see is if you have loads of staff members loads of clients booked in just here, you will see the clients that are booked in for today. But of course, along the top, you can search for a particular client, however you wish to do. You can also add a brand new client on the right-hand side by clicking the plus sign. So what you'll see here is we have our list of clients, and next to each client you'll see we have 4 squares. So the idea behind this is to, of course, hand the iPad or the tablet to your client to get them to fill out all of their information. And it works exactly the same for standard client information cards, as well as those brand new custom client information cards we just went through. Now, you'll see we've got client mode and we've got employee mode. I would always get into the habit of clicking onto client mode. So we'll click onto client mode. We're going to hand the tablet to our client, Joe Blogs, and you will see we have a list of all of our custom client information cards. And all we're going to do is click onto the relevant one. And it will fill out the information. Now you'll notice straight away, like I said, the first name, the last name, the address, any information that is already held on a database pre-populates. And they're going to simply fill out all of this information. And when they're happy, they're going to click the done button. Let's just save it. Click done. And what you'll notice is once it saves the card, it will log you out. Okay. So the main difference between client mode and employee mode is if you click onto employee mode, it will not log you out. But I would always get into the habit of clicking onto client mode. So how do we get this onto our tablet? Now, some of you may be watching this thinking, that's great. I already have client information cards on my tablet. So all I need to do is just choose the relevant custom one. However, if you're watching this thinking, well, I'm going to buy a tablet, but I don't have client information cards already on my tablet. So all we're going to do is once you've got your tablet, all you would do is simply type in this URL onto an internet page. And that would be console.shortcutsoftware.com/clients/search. And what that would do is take you directly to this pin screen. Now you would need to log yourself in. You would just pop your username and password in for your console, and it will take your staff members directly to this screen here. And then all they need to do is pop their shortcuts pin in, and away they go. Now, of course, to make your life easier, I'm going to give you one of our shortcuts handy top tips. Because this is obviously a website we're working on here, we can essentially save it so it works just like an app. So once you've typed this website URL in, console.shortcutsoftware.com/clients/search, we're going to save it to our home screen. If you're on an Android, you're going to click the 3 lines or the 3 dots in the top or the bottom right-hand corner, and we're going to click Add to Home Screen. And that will save it just like an app. Of course, if you're using an Apple device, you're going to look for the square with an arrow facing upwards. Okay, it's the share button on an Apple. We're going to click onto that, and again, we're going to look to add to home screen. And that will save your client search, your online CICs, and of course your custom CICs to your tablet as an app. And there we have it, ladies and gents. That is our Salon mobile guest app, online CICs, and of course, custom CICs. It's been a pleasure speaking to everyone this morning. Of course, if you do have any questions, please feel free to fire those across to me now. Perfect. Okay, so no questions, not a problem. Hopefully that just means we've managed to answer everything for you this morning. Like I said, if you're not currently on the Elevate or the Elevate Plus package, you will just have to give a quick call to our customer care team just to discuss moving you onto that. No worries at all. Yes, no problem, Kerry. You'll be sent a recording of it. It's been recorded. It'll be sent probably within the next 48 to 72 hours to you. But yeah, if not, if you go onto our YouTube channel, which is just youtube.co.uk/users/shortcuts UK. Or if you're just on YouTube, just literally type in shortcut software, something like that. You will find our dedicated official page, and they'll always upload it in there within 48, 72 hours as well. You're very welcome. Perfect. Any other questions for me this morning, ladies and gents? Lovely. Okay. So no problem. I think that's it for all of the questions this morning. Not a problem whatsoever. Like I said, if you do require any assistance moving forward, we have our dedicated education inbox, which is education@shortcuts.co.uk. Hope everyone's staying safe. And of course, we're all nice and busy moving forward. Hopefully speak to you all again soon. If not, thank you ever so much for joining me this morning. Again, my name was Chris. Been a pleasure speaking to you all. Thank you ever so much. Take care. Bye-bye for now.